A white man came into my comments on my other account the other day when I was live, and he said that we will put you back in chains. You will be enslaved again. And these type of comments are very telling of the deep.
Today we are reacting on a situation where a white man came for black Americans, but things didn't go the way he expected. Sometimes when people speak without understanding the culture or the history, the reaction can be powerful. Let's watch and see actually what happened to this white man. Things didn't went the way he expected.
Never leave black people alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new, it's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics, it was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they tried to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
Do when Whitey takes away welfare and we can stop leeching off the white man. Aren't most welfare recipients white? Last time I fucking checked. But anyways, leeching off the white man. When in the history of people on earth has any black culture leeched off the white man? Name me a time in history that the white man had anything to fucking offer. White man. Oh, white man. What the fuck have you ever offered Earth, the people of the Earth, in good fucking faith? What have you offered the Earth? What have you offered the people that the people have just taken from you? Oh no, poor white man. Poor white power system. We've been leeching off you through welfare. Oh, and how did you get that fucking welfare, you goddamn snake? You got it through a lot of capital. Well, how'd you establish that capital? You established that capital through free fucking labor. Slavery, right? Your favorite fucking act in history. Your claim to fame. The white man's fucking glory days. Yeah. So you wouldn't have a welfare system without fucking capital. And you wouldn't have capital without free labor. Slavery. So leeching off the white man. Hey, white man, I got a question. What the fuck are you talking about? Leeching. You have not organically provided anything that didn't include someone else's blood. So whatever you give and whatever is taken is just a fraction of what the fuck you owe. Welfare is no fucking recompense for slavery. Never will it be. So you giving niggas a couple fucking shillings with the fucking clause that they better not work or better not make a certain amount. You better not have a man in the house. You better be in a fucking poverty line. Oh yeah, gee thanks. Gee thanks. You're giving government aid to people who don't have much and can't have much once they get the government aid. And once they start to gain a little bit of independence, government aid is gone. Whoa, gee, thanks, white man. I guess that compares tremendously to fucking hundreds of years of goddamn free slavery, blood, sweat, and fucking tears. Just to wake up and have white motherfuckers call you lazy. Who's lazier, the slave or the goddamn slave master? Hmm? Who's lazier? The motherfucker coming in and working his ass off till he fucking dies, right? In the name of fear of death and submission? Or the motherfucker who's yielding muskets, whips, horses, and a unified white devil fucking faction to indefinitely enslave a specific people in the name of free labor and fucking financial gain and benefit? Which is more lazy? Leeching? I implore you, white snake fucking liars, to concoct a truth in history where anybody, let alone black people, leached off of white people. And then you have the nerve to talk about mud huts. Remember, you filthy fucking disgusting Europeans had 7 black plagues. You almost wiped out your entire population. 1/3? 1/3 of you motherfuckers died off after the Moors cleaned you up, after the Inquisition, into the late 1800s. You had black plagues. You were throwing shit and piss out the fucking window. You were using cat skins to hold water. You would sleep next to animals in the house. Lice and scabies and rashes. You didn't bathe but twice a year, maybe if you got married. Once a year was the custom, was the norm. You didn't even know hygiene. Mud huts. You lived in shit huts. Your streets were caked with shit. Remember the London stink? Remember that? Remember that, white man? Remember the London stink that happened like, oh, I don't know, like around the 1800s? Hmm? When slavery's at its peak, when you're trying to brainwash black people that you're superior, meanwhile, back at the ranch in London, you have a river of fecal matter, piss, and dead animals. The smell alone, it was killing people in London. Remember that, white man? This is in your glorious fucking 1800s. You're filthy. So no matter what mud hut that you're gonna fucking throw out there about you're gonna go back to mud huts. Okay. At least it's made from mud. At least it's not made with shit. At least they don't shit in those mud huts. They don't piss in those mud huts. They don't shit on the streets where those mud huts are aligned. At least those Africans never had a fucking black plague because they didn't wash their ass or their hands or their face or their mouth. At least they can show their beautiful black skin. You can't even show your skin. Look at all your old paintings of each other. Look at your old fucking pictures. You gotta cover your neck, your wrist, every fucking thing. All you Yankee Doodle fucks had this disgusting skin. Mud huts? At least it's made from organic earth. At least the mud hut will ground you, balance you with the fucking chakras. But if I walk through old Europe and my feet are caked in piss and shit, and I go into your old European nasty fucking house, and you guys are shitting and pissing in the hallways like your fucking kings were doing. Remember that? Remember all your royals were in the palaces, shitting in the fucking palace hallways and pissing? It didn't matter what class of you filthy fucks that you fell into. You were disgusting in all levels and all classes. Mud huts? I'll take a mud hut any fucking day over the shit caked, piss infested streets of Europe. Yeah. This is for the record and for the slow fucking hillbilly trolls in the back. All you white trolls. This is for you because you're not hearing it. You're on my fucking goddamn videos, but you're not hearing it. You're in the comments, but you're not fucking listening. I'm going to spell it out slow for you. Nobody wants you to patronize black business. I only brought up how you purposely will not patronize a black business just to spite the black business because that's the nature of you goddamn devils, right? because you forced integration collectively to stop black business. A lot of you can come in here and say, we didn't force you. I don't know if you're born at night or last night, or if you're just, your white brain cells aren't collecting together fast enough. What the fuck do you know about anything if you don't think they forced integration on black people?
I think we're entering the darkest hour for Black America ever. I do think that what we're about to enter is going to be worse than slavery. And the big reason for that is because people aren't even aware of how unfree they are at this point in time. We are actually all more fucked than Assata Shakur. Like, all of us. And like I said, I've been on a watch list since I was 13. I'm not gonna go into why that is, but I've been on a domestic terrorist watch list since I was a child. Assata Shakur was also on was labeled a domestic terrorist, and Trump just signed an executive order to basically label all of us on this app as domestic terrorists. But what's even worse is that right now we actually have less organization, less movement, less capacity, less commitment than at any point in American history. Because people think, well, as long as I get money, I'll be fine. They're gonna run up in your fucking job, sis. They're coming in your job to snatch you. And I don't talk about this a lot, because being a black woman with foresight, much in the same vein as Octavia Butler, I've been telling y'all this since 2020. Like 2019, I was like, oh, pattern recognized. Handmaid's Tale is actually not as bad as it's going to be. Because Handmaid's Tale is actually just what it's going to be for, like, wealthy white women. Do you guys realize the rest of us are going to them camps? And the craziest thing is y'all are like, they're not going to get me, they're not going to get me. They're going to get you. You don't even know how to survive in the woods. How the fuck do you think Assata got to Cuba? Like, how do you think she physically moved her body to Cuba? How do you, like... You don't have not a singular survival skill. You're not a part of a single organization. You don't have no friends. You are a worker drone. You're a worker drone in a country that has decided that you are a domestic terrorist. You can't put your head down any further and avoid the scrutiny of Big Brother's eye. His eye is on us all, you guys. And it's frustrating. Here's what I'm going to say. I've been feeling called to leave social media. I no longer see any value that this app has. And I encourage all of you to leave social media and go outside. I think social media is actually hindering us from movement building, from actual organizing. It is taking too much of our time. It is distracting us. It is distracting because even organizers think they need to be on social media to reach people. No, that is not what the purpose of this app is. And it's not going to work in that sense. I think all of us need to wake up. It's time to like snap back to reality. And get serious. Because once you tip the scale, which has been tipped, but once you tip the scale from, if I do everything right, if I assume a submissive position, if I do not resist, and if I go along to get along, I will still be captured by the state, you now have no choice but you have to now resist. I'm not going to say too much, but that is where we are. Or be content to die in the camp. Those are the only two options. And I think it's really hard for humans to like process like long-term situation, reality. But like if you're not leaving the country, if you don't have at least $75,000 in cash right now, you cannot get out this motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, you're stuck here with us. And yeah, if you don't have the money to leave, you're stuck here. You're gonna get either captured or you're gonna, like, that's it. Like, that's it. Because none of us are, they have a record. They know who is a Nazi and who's not. And most of you are not Nazis. So you're gonna end up in the camp. And this is a country that has no problem committing G-sides. I need y'all to wake up. We are at the point where all of us must either commit revolutionary suicide or prepare to go the way of that young woman in V for Vendetta. I'm giving you as much game as I can give you. Okay? That's it, that's all. That's it. There's quite literally only two options. And I need y'all to choose. I need you to make a choice today.
When you talk about someone's culture, you must understanding it very well. You know, a lot of people, they talk without understanding someone's culture, but it's actually very important to understand someone's culture before talking. Leave me a thought in the comment section, and I will appreciate. I will reply to all the comments that you're going to put on the video, and I will appreciate so much. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to be part of the family.